All right, so you're new to the game. You just did your tutorial, or hopefully you're watching this video before you've gone to that far. Because here's the thing, when you're first starting out, there's going to be certain cities you want to start off with. And just like real life, property value differs in different areas. So actually, I'm going to go ahead and shoot over to the screen here. So I started off originally with this game just a few days ago. I'm learning as much as I can. That's why I'm making these videos here, to help you out. And also I learn from it with the people in the comments, tell me different tips, and then I add them up and make more videos later. Again, it's a cool little community that we can create. But first starting off, I realized, okay, I got 25,000 extra bonus tokens, or UPX, and I'll show you right here. So if you look at my messages, you'll see that when I first started, I used a referral bonus as I'm becoming an Uplander. I received 25,000 from Drazo. So what I did was I used his bonus code before I started, because it said on your first purchase you're going to get additional UPX. Now, when you first start off, I think you get 3,000 UPX, and UPX is your tokens. That's your coin or your cryptocurrency or whatever you want to call it. It's the currency to buy property in this game. So when you're first starting out, depending on which area you start with, depends on how much your UPX is worth. So if I were to start off, like right now I'm in Oakland, you see my little block explorer here. I'm gonna click on this to navigate to it. So I'm just gonna show you, I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. Oh, actually, this is pretty good. So whatever's in this area here, that's on the screen, if I click on this little button in the middle on the right hand side, it's gonna show me all those properties there and what they're selling for. So if I click on this here, so you can see the lowest price is 15,000. And then I can scroll all the way up to 23,000. So there's a lot more. There's plenty of properties here, so I'm not going to go through all of them. But you can see the very lowest is 15,000. Well, I started off with 3,000, so there's no way I could have bought that property. So now, the next thing I did was, let me go ahead and minimize, get out of here. So I started off in Ohio. This is where, Cleveland. All right, so I'm going to go to my properties here. And you can see anything that's in like these little areas. It means I got one property there. I got 5 in this area. So I'm going to click in here. And the ones that are in blue are my properties. But again, I just want to show you. So you see the ones that say FSA, because you're a very first beginner, because again, you're asking which city to start off with. You can get these FSA properties, which are like the Fair Start Act, which means if you were to go into this area, say for instance, like right now, I'm going to give you the color codes really quick. So there's going to be gray. If there's nothing on it, means that it hasn't been minted. It means it hasn't been purchased yet. Then it's going to be light blue, which means it's been purchased and they're not selling it. Someone owns it. They're going to have dark green, which means someone's purchased it and is also offering or trying to put it up for sale. So that's what you can see in this area. Now, some of these FSA properties you see, like over here, you got 2 of them. Some of these properties are just, I don't know why there's just something wrong with them. Like if you click on this, it's going to tell you that it's not available. So I'm not sure why it's not available for sale. But there's a couple of those like that. So anything you've seen here, like all the blues are mine. And the cool thing about it is, like, for instance, if a new area opens up and you go by levels. So when you first start the game, which right now, again, you're trying to pick the city, I would tell you to pick a city that has a low start, or a new city that opens up, because that way you can get in immediately and buy the FSA properties. So I'm going to explain it to you. If you click on so I'm going to the very top left here. This is my character. When you first start off, you're considered a visitor. So once you have over 10,000 net worth, right now my net worth is 96,000. Once you have a net worth of 10,000 UPX or higher, then you become an Uplander. So you see right now my character is listed as an Uplander. So you see this little yellow bar. I'm really close to becoming a pro. Once you hit 100,000 worth of net worth, you become a pro. Then what happens at that point is I can no longer purchase properties as a FSA. So there's going to be a new city that's opening up tomorrow. I have 4,000 to buy a property, so hopefully I can find at least one property in there for at least 4,000 that I can buy, and then I can use the rest of my money. So I have 8,000 more, so I can probably buy 2 properties or 3 properties, and then I can start flipping. So right now I don't even want to flip any of my properties just yet. So I'm holding all the properties I'm holding right now, or I got 17 properties, and 2 of them I bought that weren't FSA. So here's a little spreadsheet I had. I created this. I got this idea from Slingshot Futures. It's a YouTube channel. I saw him doing this, and it made total sense. This is just an example one I had here. So in this screen here, I told you, so Christmas, I bought these properties, unlocked dates. I know that has like each of them, depending on which status you are. If you're like a pro, it has 3-day lock time. So you can change this. This is what I just made on my own. I have a link in the description if you want to get this. I also have a link to my referral code. If you decide to do that, that'll help me out as well. So this is a really cool thing to do. I mean, you don't have to be this deep in this game. You don't have to be like this, but I actually want to play this for a while. I want to be able to turn and, you know, flip and buy property and flip it. So I kind of want to know what my markup is and what I'm doing. So it's kind of interesting. So what I could do here is like, okay, I put the address and did all the stuff on here. I put the title. So the title is, once you click on a property, say for instance, this is my blue one that I own. If I click on a little more, you click on the title, it's going to tell you that here's my title. If I click on this, it's going to open up the blockchain, which is my title here. This is what I actually own. So I actually copied this, and then I put that inside here. So I right clicked and just added that as a link, and just put it in there as a link. So I'm not going to put that there. So I did that so that way it's like a real purchase. It's like my receipt for my blockchain. And then what I put here, this doesn't matter. This is just something I just did. So if I decide to start selling my properties, this is kind of like what I'm going to show you how I came up with this idea. So again, I know this video is about, you know, which area you should start off with, but I kind of give you a little quick overview to think of. If you're just starting, you might start with the spreadsheet or something like this to get an idea. Or if you just want to play it, pick a place that's really cheap. Unless you got money you want to throw in it. I'm just trying to give you the tips, because if I would have started all over again, I would have actually not bought 2 of those properties that I did, which are the last 2 down here, the Tacoma and Hamden. If I didn't buy those, because those cost me a little more, you see I spent $12,000 for that one, $12,000 for that one. I would have waited and just wait for the new city to open up. I could have probably got 3 or 4 properties as FSA, and that would have been better. I would have been able to flip it. So if you see the price that I have here, the UPX sell. So these properties, I can't sell them for USD dollars until a certain amount. So if I go, click on here, go back to my property. So if you look here, this is my, I'm going to go to my any property here. Let's go to this one at the bottom. So if I wanted to sell this property, I just click the sell button, and you see I have the options for UPX. So if I do want to do this, I can just put the price I want, or if I want to get somebody to do a trade for, you know, property or whatever, I could do that. Or if I did USD dollars, but you can't sell an FSA product for, property in at least a certain amount of time. So you see right here, this FSA property needs to be held for 5 months and 27 days before I can offer it as a sell. I can do it as UPX, but not for USD. So that's the next thing to know. I'm going to show you this little spreadsheet again, just to give you a little idea. Again, start off where you want, do what you want to do, but I'm kind of giving you the idea of how I started. You know, again, luckily I just bought everything the first day. So what I did here, this US UPX sale price, I just put this here. So if I decide I want to put these on the market, I kind of want to know what I'm selling it for, and then it's going to give me the markup. So I did the same thing for price. So let's go ahead and move this here. So actually, because this is the sample, so I'm gonna give you this one here without this information. You're just gonna be plain. But like, say for instance, if I was gonna sell this property, I saw it. So this one is the 4417 Memphis. So what I'm gonna do here is look for 4417 Memphis. So I'm gonna go to my property over here. All right. So I'm gonna show you how I came up with that value. So if I scroll out again, you remember we talked about earlier what's in the side here, you can see the property. Well, I don't want this big one here because I know this is going to be like crazy amount, like, yeah, 560. So I want to kind of like scroll this down a little further. So now I kind of have an idea, like this property. So all these are here for sale. If I click this, it's going to give me tell me like what they're selling for. So the lowest right now is 15,500. So I would sell mine right here. This would be 15,499. That's what I would sell it for if I really want to move the property quick. It's up to you. Now, you don't have to sell it for that price. You can see over here, other people are selling 19,000, 20,000, 80,000. It depends. Whatever you want to sell for, you're the landlord. You're the property owner. I mean, you're the owner of this. You have the title, so it's up to you. I'm just saying, if you just want to get it in, double X, 3X your money, turn around, flip it, buy more property, you can do that way. So it's all up to you how you want to play the game. But that's how I did it. So I actually went through each one of these properties here, looked them up, scrolled in the area to kind of get an idea of what's selling, and then I would just make sure, like if it's $13,995, I would make mine, you know, $13,500, just so I can just get it out, just to move it. And then with the spreadsheet here, I kind of have an idea. So if I listed it for $15,499, and if I sold it for $15,499, it'll tell me the markup. So let me get and remove all these here, just so you can see. So it's going to tell me I spent, so this is how much I spent on my property so far. And this is what I sold this one for. So this is going to tell me if I sold it. So right now I'm at a negative 82 gain. It's only because I'm at a negative 82 gain because I haven't made more than where my property was. But again, let me go ahead and put these back. So if I put this back in here, if I sold all this stuff here for this price, this is just what again, this is the sale price. And if I sold them at this, then it would say I have a total of 223,000, adding these all up here, and the gains would be 151%. So that would be how much I made. So it's a kind of cool little thing I put together. Again, I got this idea from Slingshot Futures. If you want to check out more YouTube videos on this game, he's more into like the money side of it. Really cool. So I learned a lot from him. So I just decided to put this together. But that's what I did here. So if you're starting out, pick a city that you can afford, unless you want to drop some money in it. But like I was telling you, start off, use my referral code, get you an additional bonus. Make sure you buy as much FSA property you can with that money. So again, people that are over 100,000 can't buy FSA property. So buy as many of those as you can first. Unless you're in a new city, then just buy whatever property you can immediately that's not minted. And then just go ahead and flip it and turn around, or just hang on to it. So it's up to you. But anyway, I hope you liked this video. Hope you enjoyed it. I can't wait to see you inside the Upland. All right, see you in the next video.